Oh, good morning. Oh, hello, first grade scientists. I didn't see you there. Well, hello to you, scientists. Today, Mr. Maraca has something very special that he wants to show you. Before that, see this, what I'm planting right now? No, I'm trying to plant a tulip. Look how it's growing, look how it's green. It's almost growing a flower. Remember what we learned in class? We learned that under the dirt, there's the soil, there's roots, the stem, and the flower. So Mr. Maraca is working very hard in his garden as a farmer and a scientist to make sure that his plants are healthy and growing. Today, Mr. Maraca has a special treat for you guys. You guys are going to go on a field trip into my garden to see what kind of plants are in Mr. Maraca's garden and explore. And then at the end of the field trip, Mr. Maraca is going to show you guys how you can plant a seed at home. All right, let's go on a field trip. Let's go.
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip. With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you see it. Octopus in the neighborhood, surfing on a sine wave, swinging through the stars. Take a left at human testing, take your second right past Mars on the magic scuba. Alligator nostril, climb on the magic scuba. Spank a plankton too.
Take that!
On our magic scuba, drop the river of lava. On magic scuba, such a fine thing to do. Come on, right on the magic scuba.
All right, so we are at the neighborhood, Mr. Maraca's yard and garden. So we are going to walk around and I'm going to give you a tour and I'm going to try to find different plants and flowers that we can explore. All right, first grade, let's go. So the first flower I want to show you is a dandelion. The dandelion is a type of flower that can go in yellow and then in the early times, and then when it gets to summer, some dandelions become the white seeds. Notice how there's a stem, and then notice its bright colors with yellow. And inside you can see small little seeds in there. It's going to eventually turn white, and they're gonna blow away, and then they're gonna become new flowers. Next, we're gonna look at the daffodil. Notice how the daffodil petals colors are bright yellow and white. Notice how the stems are very long. What do you notice with the colors versus the dandelion? Next, we're going to look at the bright tulip that I've been growing. brought this flower that is different than the others. Next, I'm going to show you a flower that many of you probably never seen before. This is called the Japanese Queen's Flower. It is native to my country, Japan. See how the different flowers are brightly pink, and you can see the pollens coming out. It has long roots, and it goes all the way down there. Very strong, huh? Well, then you can notice how the branches have little thorns like those, like little thorns. Make sure if you were to see this flower, make sure you don't touch it too closely. And watch from afar, 3 feet afar, so you don't get hurt by the thorns. They are very sharp. Finally, Mr. Maraca is going to use this plot of soil to plant his community garden for tomatoes. If you want to plant tomatoes, you can go to your local store like Walmart, Target, Lowe's, different stores, and you can get seeds like tomato, spinach, pumpkins, you name it. It's a great way to have a green thumb. Now, does anyone have any questions? Well, a question that I got was, well, Mr. Maraca, how do you plant a plant? Well, Mr. Maraca is going to show you how you can plant a flower at home and grow it. So, scientists, not only do I want your science caps on, I want your farmer's hat on, your green thumbs, and I'm going to show you, we're going to do it together, okay? We're going to plant a plant. So, today, ta-da! Mr. Maraca went to Target and bought some sunflower mammoth seeds. You can get seeds at Dollar Tree, at like Walmart, and different places that you can get them, and also your local garden and your local farms. So before we start, to review, I'm going to ask you, what does a plant need to survive? Meaning, what are some nutrients that it needs? Well, it needs air, it needs water, it needs sunlight, and soil to making sure it survives. Well, looking at this tulip right here, I made sure that I have enough soil in it so the roots will grow. Remember, the roots are the one that's below the dirt, the soil. They're making sure my stems are bright and strong and resilient. I make sure I add water every day but not too much, because then if it's too much water, then it's going to wilt. Then I'm going to use the sunlight in my backyard to making sure it's going to become a beautiful budding tulip. All right, so first, farmers, get ready, scientists and green thumbers. So first, you're going to need a pot. You can use a plastic one, you can use a brick one. I just wanted to use a pot one. Then I'm going to use my handy dandy shovel. First, I'm going to make sure to put the soil in here. Nice and gently. You want to make sure you have enough soil. And I bought soil from Lowe's to make sure they're fresh and make sure they're moisturized. But you can use soil from your local garden, from your local park. I know some parks have some soil that you can use. You can also go to Lowe's and Home Depot to start your own garden and get soil. I'm gonna just a little bit more, making sure it's enough. All right, So I'm gonna do one more big scoop right here. Perfect. All right, now the most thing that you need are the seeds. So the seeds I'm going to use, instead of just putting it in there, sucking in there, I'm gonna give you my rule of thumb and my trick when planting these seeds to making sure they survive. So get your finger and you're going to, or thumb, and you're going to, I'm gonna use my thumb and I'm going to make 3 holes, make sure they have 3 holes like this, making sure they have 3 holes just because you want to, when you put in the seeds, you want to make sure they have enough air to breathe and space as well. You don't want to put them too close. Remember, if you put them too close, then they can't breathe, you know? So using that 3 feet. All right, then I'm going to use putting in these magic sunflower seeds. I call them magic because these sunflowers are going to be so big and magical. I'm very excited to see what blooms. All right, after that, you want to add a little bit more soil to make sure it has enough height to rise when it blooms, enough air to breathe under there. And you're gonna just a little pat it down, like with your little thumb or your fingers, like pat it down like that. A little pat, pat, pat. Now, most important thing is you need, in order for it to survive, in sunflowers, it says it's full, it says these blooms in the summer. So making sure, the most important thing is to feed it like, you know, like a pet. You know, when you feed your pet or a dog or a cow or anything, you want to make sure you feed, or that goldfish, you want to make sure you feed it every day and give it some love. And that's what you are going to do with these plants. So making sure you give it a little bit of water, making sure a little bit of soil is in there, perfect. Pat it down, and don't give it too much water. And also you can use the sun for getting its energy all green and bright. All right, first grade, that ends our field trip. So now for your homework, or for extra credit, I challenge everybody to plant your own flower. It can be a sunflower, it can be a tomato, it can be a tree, and I want you to raise it. And I'm gonna post mine too once it's up. I want you to raise it for 1 month. At the end of the school year, I want you to post it on Class Dojo. So make sure you post it on Class Dojo. All right, first grader scientists, this concludes our field trip and our tour. Make sure you post your plant on your classroom dojo in your class story to your teacher, and I'm very excited to see the progress of your plants. All right, until next time.